McDonald's.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, me and Em, one of my best friends, we are going to be eating our McDonald's and just having a chat with you really. It's going to be a nice chilled video. It's already cold, so let's start eating and I'm starving. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I need ketchup. I'm good to go. We could just use the bags, can't we? This is not a McDonald's family room.
So, I've been a little bit piggy and got a Big Mac and a burger.
I've got double cheeseburger and what else do I have? Cheese bites. Just recently tried these. Are actually really nice. I'm not very good at going out my comfort zone.
And this isn't going to be pretty.
So, we're going to chat to you just about random stuff. I've had a few questions on my... Are you comfy?
Yeah.
Look at her leg. On my Instagram, but I don't have my phone because I'm actually using it as my camera because my camera is dead and I am clearly not a very good YouTuber. I hate that term.
Basically, very unorganised.
Very unorganised. And I had work this morning, so I couldn't do it this morning. But we're going to basically talk about like placement year, general practice. Em is also a nurse, a vet nurse, but she's already qualified because she did the foundation course and now she's topping up, which means she is technically qualified, but she is doing an extra year to get the full degree. Do you want to talk about that? I don't know.
So, the foundation degree, you do 3 years, and then you're qualified after that. So you're on the register, you're an RVN, whoop whoop, and then you can top up to your 4th year, which is your bachelor's degree, which gives you more options in the future, I want to say.
I think you can actually, on the bachelor's degree, you can become a lecturer. I don't know if you can't do that on the foundation, can you?
No. Because I think you need a BSc to be able to get a teaching qualification or something.
Yeah. Might be wrong.
But yeah, I'm working alongside my 4th year, just like Abby.
That's not good. The thing I really want to mention is we work alongside our 4th year, but it's not always doable. Like, we are knackered constantly and you'll find more stress as well for your final year, especially with dissertation, but you've also got the work stress as well. So it's something to take into account when you do a 4th year. Be mindful of the other stresses alongside your dissertation.
I got a job at a different place to what I was at, that I'm at now. And that really has knocked my confidence, but I've taken less pay to be happier. I think you just have to do that in this profession, because
100%.
you don't get paid well anyway. So I've taken a massive pay cut to go somewhere I'm a little bit happier.
That's the biggie. That is, it's so hard to talk and eat.
I'm loving my life.
So that is a biggie. I think people that go into profession though know that it's bad pay anyway. I don't know about you guys. Comment down below if you get paid really well as a nurse, because
I'm currently on minimum wage for a 21-year-old.
And qualified.
I'm 22.
Oh my god. I forgot you were 22 as well.
I thought you didn't like burgers from McDonald's.
I like this one. What did you just say? Because I had something to add to it.
Do you like my jumper?
These by Fee. I'll link her down below if you like her jumper.
This is the Christmas jumper.
They do loads. They're really good. They're really nice and comfy. What I was just about to say was, even qualified, she's being paid minimum wage. And yes, I know she is working alongside uni in her final year, as in top-up year. But I still think that's wrong.
You're getting paid more than me and you're still a student.
Yeah. That's the life of a nurse, I'm afraid.
They were so salty.
What, the chips? They're really salty today. I don't know why. I just tasted one. I don't like it without ketchup. Have you not had ketchup?
I've eaten all my chips. I was hungry.
Did you not want ketchup?
I suppose I didn't really think about it.
Placement, yeah?
Yeah.
You're not going to have that burger yet?
Yeah, I'm just
Where's your other burger? Have you eaten that?
This.
Have you eaten that one? I was about to say, that was quick.
Look at this beauty. Mmm.
We could advertise for McDonald's. Do you think you would get fat from eating this 24/7?
I don't know.
Because it's food. Yeah, it's not nutritious, but...
I wonder how much weight you would put on if you had that like 3 times a day. I feel like this is going to be very messy, so I'm very sorry.
Yeah, placement year. So placement year is something that someone messaged me on Instagram about because they wanted to hear more about it.
What aspects of it?
I don't know. I didn't ask too many questions, to be honest, but she's first year student vet nurse, so she's obviously not started her placement yet. So on the degree route, as you've probably seen from some of my other videos where I've explained it, second year is like a sandwich year. So if you're doing 3 years, it's a sandwich year, so you go out on placement in your second year. Is it a sandwich year?
Some unis do it like placement blocks, so you do it over a certain amount of years.
I know, what's the one in London called? Not RCVS.
Middlesex.
Middlesex, yeah.
And also Nottingham-Trent as well.
Oh, do they? I didn't know they even did vet nursing there.
Yeah.
Did you ever go?
I went for an interview there.
I was about to say that. Did you?
But I didn't like that they'd done placement blocks. I like that. I like the sandwich year.
Imagine having to adapt to that many times. It depends what kind of person you are. I prefer just doing one big section and then doing the theory again. But I went to Middlesex for an interview and I went, but they declined me purely because they made me do a maths exam. Did you have one? I failed in that.
I didn't go to Middlesex for it, but I went to Nottingham-Trent and I failed on my maths too. It was very hard.
Yeah, I was like, how am I meant to know this? The thing is though...
They offered me a zoology degree.
The thing is, in vet nursing as well, you rarely need... Like, yes, you do need to know basic maths, but you've got a calculator with you at all times. I rely on my calculator,
and
which...
about 2-3 people check your maths anyway.
Yeah, especially as a student as well. I get my maths checked 24/7 just so that it's because it's on their back, so if something goes wrong. So I will often do my maths, work it out, write it down, so at least it's worked out, and then they'll just double check it before we draw it up, especially pre-meds and stuff. Pre-meds. But also I literally take a I take a calculator into work with me, and I have it throughout the whole anaesthetic, everything, because I don't trust my own maths. I'm awful at maths and I've managed to get this far, so if you're bad at maths, don't worry. As long as you pass your GCSE, I actually had to take a year out to get my maths because I didn't get it in college either. And I'm still managing. Yeah, I took a whole year out. I didn't get into it the first time I applied, which I'm glad because I wouldn't have met you guys. And maybe it wasn't the right time for me to go into it, do you know what I mean? So don't be disheartened. Keep trying.
Yeah, definitely. But placement year, you basically work full time, not getting paid. Very rarely you get paid. And you just learn on the job. And I would have rather done that route, the diploma route.
Looking back, it would have been so much nicer.
But it depends what kind of person you are. And to be honest, I'm not an academic person, but I quite enjoyed the course anyway.
I'm not academic either, and I've enjoyed it. I do think it depends if you want the experience of university as well, which I did.
Definitely.
And it's really hard to find diploma
placements.
Yeah.
Especially at the time of searching, because most people will take on students or BCAs or anything that are already in practice wanting to move up the ladder.
Receptionists and things like that. I know a lot of people that have done the diploma and they really enjoyed it. And because it's more hands-on, you've actually got more hands-on skill than you do theoretical, is that right? Theoretical? But literally your placement year is hardcore. You've got to finish your MPL, or is it CSL or something? Something else.
There's a new one, I don't know.
we did the MPL, which is basically you log onto your account and there's loads and loads of tasks you got to carry out throughout the whole year, and you basically have a assigned clinical coach who coaches you through the whole year, and in that year you got to complete everything, and then at the end it's all green when you finish it, and it's the nicest feeling because it's the hardest thing to log. You got to get it all signed off. It's horrible. It is probably one of the things that I was so excited to get done, like out of everything, that and my OSCEs, which are the 2 hardest things I'd say.
I love my placement year.
I love my place. So funny enough, my placement year I actually started at a vet, which wasn't bad at all. I'm not going to say a bad word about them because they were very good vets, but there were too many students there and I didn't get on there at all. So if you're ever at a placement where you don't feel happy, please contact your tutors or whoever is your point of call, is that right?
I think so.
Because the last thing you want to do is stop yourself from wanting to be a vet nurse because you're unhappy in a practice, because every practice is different. I was so unhappy there. Nothing to do with anyone there or anything. It literally just was not the practice for me. I love inpatient care and stuff, and the practice I was at didn't have any of that. And I was a nervous student at the time, so you know, I've never done an anaesthetic before, and I felt a lot of pressure. I felt a lot of pressure going into it. So as long as you got the right people around you, I feel like it's really good. But until I moved, I didn't feel that, I don't think. I went in that was a bloody big burp. I went into my second place. I found the place myself because I said that I was leaving and I left, and then my tutor said, look, you need to find somewhere else quite quickly and sharply to be able to finish your MPL on time before you start your next year. I was like, oh god, okay. So I emailed out to every practice I possibly could drive to, even if they were like an hour away, I still applied. And I got one that was only like a 5-minute drive away, which was really good. And fortunately enough, they just needed an extra student, and because I wasn't doing diploma or anything, they didn't have to pay for me. So actually I was a bit of a bonus to them, I think, because they didn't have to pay for me to do the course. But once I went there, it was it's like turning into a bit of a hospital where I moved to. You know, they had CT, they had a lot of inpatients, they had an overnight service, and it just was more for me. And I was so much happy there. So don't be alarmed if you go to a practice and you're not happy, because no practice is the same. No,
really different. So the practice that I was working in for placement was charity, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it, and I really want to go back there. But up here, I was at a quieter practice first, and I hated it. I can't sit around not doing anything. Even though the pay was good, there was nothing for me to do. So I moved, and this practice is a lot better.
It's still quiet.
Still quieter from what I'm used to, but I'm still seeing a few things, and that's what you need is the experience. I definitely have lost my confidence, and they're amazing there. I cannot fault them at all. They're amazing.
I think the key thing as well is having a good support system, so that you can go to your head nurse, you can go to your manager, you can go to whoever's in charge. Yeah, the boss man. And feel comfortable talking to them. I think that's what a lot of places struggle with, is communication between the management and the staff.
Definitely.
Have you had any bad experiences on your placement? Like, what would you suggest to future students on placement?
So if you don't feel like something's right, say it. Especially if you would get told off yourself for not doing certain things, and other people haven't done them, say it. Because otherwise, like,
you're gonna get kick up the arse.
Yeah, like if you pick up those habits of not doing the things that you should be doing, if the higher people aren't doing them themselves, A, you're not really doing a good job.
Yeah.
And B, you're going to pick up that habit for a very long time, because that's where you learn. But don't get me wrong, like after we sorted all of that out, it was all fine. And like, trust your instinct as well. If you don't think something's right with a patient, or you think that it might be a different diagnosis to what it has been, talk to the vet.
Yeah, communication.
I used to go home all the time and do my research. on like what I was dealing with, what I was nursing, and what it could potentially be if there wasn't actually a diagnosis yet. I think for me, being in charity and there wasn't a lot of diagnostic equipment and limited things to do, you kind of just had to go off of your knowledge and your research rather than...
We could do an MRI or CT even, and we could find something that you wouldn't find in your practice because you've not got the, what's the word? Tools.
The tools, or the money. A lot of charities rely on trustees. Which
a lot of them have, and they do rely on them, but you know, there's no endless bucket of money. There never is going to be.
You know what I feel sorry for? All of the nurses during, like the student nurses during COVID, and they're getting kicked out of their placements.
I know. If you're one of those who have been kicked out of their placement, please comment down below like how your experience was, because that's really interesting. Because I'm so glad I had mine when I did. How different it is. Yeah. How different is it to be a student in practice during COVID? Like, let us know. That's really interesting.
What's your normal?
Yeah. It can't be normal regardless, can it? Like that, there is no normal at the moment, I don't think.
Well, I guess for them, they know no different.
I suppose, yeah.
Right now, we can't hug our colleagues or like have a laugh with our colleagues.
Although you do have to restrain very closely, which makes me question why there's even masks on. In the job itself, you're constantly on top of each other. You know, you've got a dog that's battling trying to get an IV in. You're going to be sat on each other pretty much, trying to hold that dog so that it stays still for an IV to be placed. And like, I don't know, like, just general stuff. It's not normal. As in, it's not normal to have masks on and stuff. So, is it really making a difference?
Who knows?
With the clients, maybe. But between us as a practice where I work, you're working so closely, I don't think it really is making a difference between us. I don't know. It's a hard one.
I think it's difficult. I was saying this to my boyfriend the other day, that we are basically doing what doctors and nurses need to do because we can't really have a life outside of work.
No.
We're at home and we're at work. You can't really see anybody else.
Because if you do, then your whole practice has to close, which is just not feasible. Okay, if you're watching this and you're a client, please understand that everything is very expensive. So it is not feasible to suddenly close because, well, you got to. If someone's got COVID, you're going to have to. Our team's basically split teams, so our work has split into 2 teams so that if someone did fall ill, that team would only have to isolate, whereas the other team can keep going and work for the whole practice. However, Emma's practice, they're not doing that.
We don't have the level to be able to do that.
No.
So that wasn't even an option for us. But also, during that, how long was lockdown, first lockdown? 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah.
So with that, 3 people were working. They all had 1 day off within that 5 months until people came off a furlough. I think about working non-stop 7 days a week, basically, 3 of you, with the caseload of a normal day, and also quite angry people not being able to get certain things. That must be very difficult.
That was a biggie. So basically, I'm doing my dissertation on the mental health of nurses, and I'm not allowed to say mental health because it can be detrimental to mental health. But there's a lot of research carried out during COVID because of the number of people who were going through burnout purely because they're overworking because there wasn't enough staff.
It's still happening.
Yeah,
burnout's still happening.
At the moment, even in my practice, you know, you can see people overworking, and that's just how it is. It's normal at the moment. Even though it's not normal, it is normal, which is really sad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was so hungry.
I'm reaching really slow. Do you want a cheese pie?
I've never had any.
Can you try one?
You try one when you get to it.
Okay, I've still got my chips to go.
That's fine. I can have a rest.
I'm such a slow eater. Have you got anything you want to say to future students?
I was literally just going to be like, anybody want to ask anything?
Any of you want to ask any questions?
Just be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't know something, admit to it that you don't know it and you'll learn it.
That's something I struggled with at the beginning, is admitting I don't know stuff. You're never going to know everything. Like, that is huge.
And going into new practice, it's new every time, so you're not going to remember everything. So I've gone from my placement to this new job with different induction agents, different maintenance agents. And I love anaesthetics, like they are my thing.
Different protocols.
Oh yeah, and different protocols. But going into this new practice, I've lost all my confidence because it's all different. And you've got different calculations, they're different ways of doing things. So if you're not confident, say it, because otherwise something's going to go wrong.
And you do not want to be the reason it goes wrong, because you could lose your job or anything.
Like even the smallest things, I still get wrong, and my work placement are so good at the moment.
Absolutely.
I'm like, fine, don't worry about it.
I've never given insulin, and today was the first time I've given insulin. I was like, what am I doing? And he told me, and I went and did it, and I was fine. But I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask. I've never given insulin to an animal before because I've never had to.
Weird.
What do you say?
Insulin.
Insulin.
You say it all the way that all the vets say it. Insulin.
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 Yeah. Insulin or insulin? You could be the determinators. Determinators?
It hasn't got a H in it, has it?
Insulin.
Insulin. Insulin.
It's got a U in there.
Yeah, but
you say insulin.
Insulin. Like insulin.
But if I didn't ask, I would have just made us more behind than we were before.
Yeah, exactly. But I still don't even know how to like package their kits at my work.
It's such silly little things, isn't it?
I had to ask how to register a microchip, and I've been doing that for like all of my placement.
Every practice is different. Yeah, that is true.
Or even just like how they
pre-med.
Yeah, how they pre-med is so different.
Like we used to,
yeah.
A lot of vet sites do their own what's the word? Like own recipe, I guess you could say. A lot of vets at my old work used to make their own recipes up for the pre-meds, where not literally recipes, but like their own mix of what drugs they want. Whereas this place literally just uses a protocol pre-med, unless it's high risk or something, and that's it.
Or aggressive.
Or aggressive.
I don't know if you do that at yours.
Yeah, we will give the...
Because we work underneath the same name, but they're different. They're owned by different venture partners.
Can we say the name?
I don't really think so.
No, maybe I shouldn't.
No. But their protocol is different to our protocol.
Even though we work under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, umbrella is a good term for it, isn't it?
I guess so.
But honestly, if you are a student and you're worried about placement, please don't worry, because you'll learn everything in your own stride. You don't need to rush.
And everybody's different at that.
Yeah. And also...
I learned different to the friend that I was working with. Really different. We learned really different ways.
It depends on your clinical coach.
It's a big thing. If you feel like you need more time with your clinical coach, say. I've gotten quite well with my clinical coach.
I love my clinical coach. She's like one of my good friends now.
She's proper laugh, my clinical coach.
Aww. We both looked at that. We just got an email from uni about COVID, funnily enough.
Let's have a look, see.
We're basically saying how many students at our university.
I don't think really we can say it, can we?
I've already said.
Very low.
Are they though? You don't suddenly get 50 cases down in a week. You don't. I don't get it. I hate COVID. Honestly, as well, if you're struggling at the moment in practice, please just message me. I'm more than happy to help people. I just burped, I'm sorry.
Dirty. Disgusting.
Dirty dog. But literally, my DMs are always open on Instagram. You can comment in my comment section and I will do my best to help you guys, because I remember what it was like to be on placement. I was stressed. There were times where I was down, there were times where I was happy. It's a very emotional roller coaster.
I went home crying so much.
Yeah, you literally do, because you feel like you're responsible.
Take the work home. You do, 100% you do.
Especially as a new time student. I feel like you do more. No.
What is that on your way? What have you done?
On what? What is it?
Go closer to the camera.
I don't think you can see.
I think they'll be able to see.
Is it a cut?
No, look. Did you stab your ear when you were doing your mascara?
Oh my god, I did. Have I got mascara on the back of my ear? I wanted to show you my Christmas present then that I got for my boyfriend, but I think I better not, just in case. I was about to say something, but I can't, in case you watch it. I know he doesn't, but anything you really want to tell people. It's okay not to be okay. That's a biggie. People forget that you can be sad. And if people take the piss out of you for it, then you know what? Look for more support.
Definitely, there's loads of things out there.
Oh, there's loads.
I'm within practice as well. I'm really cold.
It is cold. Do you want to try one? And would you like to try the sauce? Emma's going to try cheese back.
Oh, there's only 3.
I'm not. I'm
okay.
Listen, it's 4.
Oh.
Have 2.
Have 1.
Do you want the sauce or not? It's a tomatoey sauce.
Oh, that was quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't really like the sauce that much.
It's okay.
Do you like it?
To be warmer.
Yeah, I think it's because I've left them. Do you want another one? Why?
Oh, it's nice.
Right.
I'm popular, jokes and not just the group chat for Street Vet.
That's good. So Emma also does another charity job alongside her work. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, it's called Street Vet, and they help the homeless with the animals. Our other housemate Chloe also volunteers for them. I think they've got them in London, here in Gloucester, and like quite a few other places around the country. I think if you are registered vet nurse, then I would say definitely do it because it is quite rewarding. And I love charity.
And it also looks really good on your CV.
Really good. But they're a charity, obviously they rely on donations, so it can be quite difficult. I know Gloucester work with an actual homeless charity to be able to get people in hostels and things like that, but Street Vet mainly deal with the animal side to it, but they do have some human, they have to make sure obviously the people are safe as well, so there is that safeguarding of the animals and safeguarding of the people, which is lovely. And you do get quite friendly with people as well, definitely.
You make good communications as well with different people.
Yeah, and you learn how to deal with different
backgrounds
and how different people actually are and what they've gone through as well. Some of it is quite upsetting, but we're here to help, so that's the main thing.
I'm just finished.
I just love charity.
You do like charity?
I think it does depend where you do start off. I think if I didn't start off in charity, then I wouldn't be like a charity head.
I really like charity, but I don't know how you cope because it's so busy. People walk in the door and expect you to have an appointment. Like, isn't it walk-in?
No.
Well, summer?
Well, like with the one that I was at, you have appointments, but you did have walk-ins too. I think like we were busier than you are now in your work, and that was a normal day.
I couldn't do that.
And I miss that. I miss being like run off my feet, like not being shouted at, but just like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
I miss that.
We were talking about at work actually about this. It's all well and good being busy, but it can be dangerously busy. Like, if you've got too much in, then you're just gonna, again, burn out. On top of that, that's when things go wrong with medications, giving the wrong medication to the wrong dog. Not that I've ever done that, because I haven't, but it is possible to happen. If things aren't labelled. Have you?
Yeah, but the guinea pig was fine.
Oh God, that would scare me. Actually, I have done it before. That's a lie. It was my birthday, and it was on placement.
Yeah.
And
I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny.
I cried my eyes out
because it was on her birthday. So it made it quite ironic.
It was my birthday and I was so excited to get home and, you know, enjoy my birthday because I decided that I didn't mind working that year apparently. I'm never doing it again. And I was really overwhelmed because it was so busy. And I was in charge of inpatients. This is like towards the end of my placement, bearing in mind. And you know, like I'm depended on by then, like people expect me to know what I'm doing by then. Not everyone, but most people. And I was giving a dog a medication only to realise I gave the wrong dog the wrong medication. I gave the wrong dog the medication, so I gave the right medication but to the wrong dog. And
how many ways do you want to say that?
I do not know. And the person's case it was is also the partner of the practice. So obviously I panicked. I didn't know what to do because I was scared that I just killed a dog or something, which by the way I did not. And I cried to my head nurse and I was like, I'm really sorry, I just gave the wrong medication. Oh, the right medication to the wrong dog. And she was like, it's okay, what medication was it? And I said, what? Luckily it was a medication that you can just bypass, so you don't even need to worry about it really. It just will come out of the system eventually. So
just a pain relief,
yeah,
basically what she's trying to say.
But it was it was a lot bigger, the dog the medication was for. So that was the worry for me, was what if I've just overdosed this dog by a hell of a lot. Luckily I hadn't. They just had to kind of give another medication to contradict the one I'd given. And I literally, luckily, the partner came up to the staff room because I went on lunch at that point, because she was like, right, I think you need to go on lunch. And I was like, yes, I do. And he came up and he said, it's your birthday, don't worry about it. If it wasn't my birthday, I feel like I would have been shouted at very much so. So I'm just grateful it was on my birthday. That was a very long-winded story, but honestly, the scariest thing. But that just goes to show that you can do wrong, even if you, like, it's so easy to make mistakes.
But everyone makes mistakes. Oh, everyone makes mistakes. Like, even like 10 years post-qualified, 30 years post-qualified, yeah, still make mistakes. We're human, it's a normal thing. I'm
struggling a little bit with not motivation, but like yeah, just ideas. Like, I don't know what people want to see. My subscriber count's actually gone up quite a fair bit recently, and which is amazing, but I want to make everyone happy who is watching me. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, just please comment. Like, I'm quite happy to do your suggestions. And if you want us to go into more detail, like about placement, have you got anything to add before we just...
I don't know, we can do another Q&A, because you've done a Q&A before.
Yeah, with you in it. It's quite interesting to see like the different...
private to charity Q&A.
Yeah.
Of what the difference is, or whatever you guys want to know.
I can't believe that I'm gonna be qualified, and you, but you're already qualified in
6 months.
5, probably 5 months. I'm gonna be fully qualified as a BSc Honours.
I don't like dissertation.
On that note, I think we will leave you guys there. If you've got any questions, then just leave them down below. Any suggestions, if you want to see Emma in more videos, then please just let me know.
I was in another video and it looked very different, because most of the time I was poor connection.
Oh yeah, she was on my makeup video. When I first started YouTube, it was solely just makeup and beauty and things. But she basically chose what I do with my face over FaceTime during lockdown, which was fun. But yeah, the poor connection kind of ruined that for us.
I made myself look all pretty, I made myself look 100% different. And most of it was poor connection, so you didn't even see me. Couldn't just be like this.
So funny. Like I said before, if you've got any questions or you just want to see more videos, or what videos you want to see, just comment down below in the comment section, and I give it a big thumbs up. There we go. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, because every person counts, and it will just really help out my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, and we will see you, hopefully we will see you, at least I will see you, maybe Emma, she's in the next video. We'll see you next time with a new video. I'm going to try and upload weekly, but it's just been really hard. Like I said, my motivation is at a solid 0.
I think we have quite a lot of work to be doing anyway, don't we?
Yeah, I've got a lot of dissertation stuff, so I've been kind of focusing on that. So I will be uploading when I can, hopefully every week, but if it's not, it'll be every 2-3 weeks. But please go follow my Instagram as well. I'll leave that down below, and I'll leave Emma's down below as well, because why not?
Why not? Show some love.
Yeah, show some love. But other than that, I think we are done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.